Good morning, people. Welcome to Morning Coffee Talk Show. In this episode, we will be talking about a somewhat controversial topic, which is affirmative action, a valid solution to discrimination in the workplace. To Bain, we have invited specialists on this subject who will give us their point of view. And now, to better understand this issue, I believe that it's necessary to explain the definition of affirmative action. So, positive discrimination, also called positive action or affirmative action, refers to a set of policies and practices within a government or organization that seek to increase the representation of certain groups based on their gender, race, sexuality, creed, or nationality in spheres where they are underrepresented, such as education and employment. Historically and internationally, support to affirmative action has sought to achieve goals such as reducing inequality in employment and pay, increasing access to education, promoting diversity, and repairing apparent grievances, damage, or obstacles of the past. So knowing that, uh, Mariana, we want to know your point of view. So tell us.
Sure. Yes, it's definitely good, and yeah, it's more than valid. It's a great solution for discrimination, specifically probably for women, although not only for us, also for people with disabilities. But I want to focus, on the point of view of a woman, as always, of course. And we normally, you have, we all normally, as a society, have a thought, or at least had it in the past, because that thought is already changing. Thanks God, that's changing. That a man could do a better job than a woman. And as we all know, that's not true. And that's why women had a brilliant idea of voting to be able to have rights. And in fact, sometimes women do a much better job than some men. Hey, I'm talking about some men, not all. But sometimes men only think about like certain things and do not take others into account. Although everyone could even get a better result in any kind of work if both men and women work in harmony. Personally, I believe that affirmative action is a perfect solution to various problems of discrimination because it helps people of whom much didn't believe, and it helps them to be able to move forward and also to create a better future for themselves.
Thank you very much, Mariana, for your contribution. So now we go with our second guest, Lucifer.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for the time that you're giving me. So if you ask me, I think affirmative action is a valid solution for workplace discrimination. Um, this is for the reasons I will explain right now. In the first place, one of the characteristics of affirmative action is its temporality. It is not a permanent solution. The thing is that affirmative action, as you mentioned, is also called positive discrimination. So basically, you would be attacking discrimination with discrimination, and it turns out that it works. So you would be using discrimination, but for a defined period of time. So, for example, there is the case of employers getting paid for hiring people with disabilities. So in this case, these people with disabilities are being discriminated against in some way because employers are getting paid for something they shouldn't be paid for. But at a certain point, people with disabilities can show that they are as valuable as people without disabilities. And at some point, this discrimination can disappear. Then the second reason I have to support my idea is because of the opportunity affirmative action means. I will use the last example to explain myself. Employers getting paid for hiring people with disabilities. So you're giving a chance to what, you can ask? Well, for thousands of good things like destroying prejudices, showing value, stopping fear. There are thousands of good things that people with disabilities can offer, but aren't giving because they aren't given the opportunity. And an affirmative action gives the opportunity. So yes, I think affirmative action is a valuable, a valid solution to workplace discrimination. But while I was preparing to give this answer, something came to my mind, and was that affirmative action is not the best solution for me, at least. But I give you that idea for maybe a next episode, so we could talk about the best solution for this problem of workplace discrimination.
Yeah, I also like that idea. Josue, maybe you can probably use it for a next episode.
Yes, I would love to answer that question, but as you can see, we are out of time. So we are waiting for you at the next time. Thank you so much for your attention and your time.
Who's gonna clean these? Nothing fills you? Don't worry. We've got some new menu. With 20 quetzales, you can choose between 4 options, which include fries and drink.
Taco Bell, eat más.